Around 571 CE, as empires battled for power and mighty rulers shaped the future, a dramatic event was unfolding in the ancient city of Mecca. The city stood under a looming threat, the famous elephant incident. News spread of a powerful army backed by the Roman Empire and led by King Abraha marching toward Makkah with massive war elephants. Their goal was clear: to destroy Kaaba, the spiritual heart of Arabia. This bold attack shook distant lands, drawing the attention of the world's greatest powers. With Roman support, Abraha's campaign threatened to reshape the region, while the Persians, always watchful, tightened their hold over Arabia and soon advanced into Yemen. In this time of shifting alliances and rising ambitions, destiny quietly paved the way for a historic turning point. In the quiet streets of Mecca, Abdullah, a young merchant and son of the respected Abdul Muttalib, had recently married Amina. He set off on a trade journey, possibly to Medina or Syria, but his path took a tragic turn. Far from home, Abdullah fell ill and passed away in Medina at the young age of 25, leaving behind his grieving wife. In Mecca's Bani Hashim quarter, a child was born who would change the course of history. On a Monday morning, under the same skies that had witnessed the elephant incident, the infant took his first breath. Scholars believe it was either the 20th or 22nd of April, 571 CE. As the proud grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, held the newborn, he gave him a name almost unheard of among the Arabs, a name that would one day be known across the world: Muhammad. Around 571 CE, the year of the Prophet Muhammad's birth, Persia and Byzantium were locked in destructive wars, disrupting traditional trade routes through Syria and Mesopotamia. Mecca's isolation enabled the Quraysh tribe to develop a modern economy free from Persian and Byzantine control. Born into the noble clan of Hashim, one of Mecca's most distinguished families, the Prophet Muhammad entered the world amidst both prestige and hardship. With his father Abdullah having passed away before his birth and his mother Amina facing financial hardships, the Prophet Muhammad's early life was marked by loss and adversity. Following tradition, he was entrusted to Halima from the tribe of Bani Sa'd, a Bedouin woman who became his wet nurse. Among the Bedouins, renowned for their purity of language and strength of character, the Prophet Muhammad spent his formative years thriving in the vast, rugged desert that forged his resilience and strength. At the age of 6, the Prophet Muhammad returned to his mother Amina. Together, they traveled to Medina to visit his father's grave, accompanied by his grandfather Abdul Muttalib. However, tragedy struck on their journey back. Amina fell gravely ill and passed away in the desolate stretch of Abwa, leaving the Prophet Muhammad an orphan. This profound loss left a deep impression on him, shaping his lifelong empathy and concern for the vulnerable, particularly orphans. The young Prophet Muhammad returned to Mecca with his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, who was once a powerful merchant and the respected patriarch of the Hashim clan. Abdul Muttalib loved the Prophet Muhammad dearly. Yet destiny dealt another blow. At the tender age of 8, young Muhammad faced the sorrowful passing of Abdul Muttalib. Bereft and without inheritance, he was taken in by his uncle, Abu Talib. Despite his own financial hardships, Abu Talib, the respected chief of the Hashim clan, welcomed the Prophet Muhammad with open arms. He raised him alongside his own children, offering unwavering support and protection, a devotion that would endure for the next 40 years. In Mecca, the Prophet Muhammad spent his formative years tending sheep for Bani Sa'd and working in the bustling marketplace. Recognizing his nephew's potential, Abu Talib nurtured young Muhammad's growth. At the age of 12, Prophet Muhammad embarked on his first trade journey with his uncle Abu Talib, traveling to Basra in Syria. Another uncle, Abbas, a prosperous banker, helped secure him a position managing caravans to Syria. Through these journeys, the Prophet Muhammad developed his skills as a merchant. His integrity and reliability earned him the honorable title Al-Amin, the reliable one. At the age of 25, his life took an important turn when Khadijah, a prominent and intelligent businesswoman, entrusted him to lead a trade caravan to Syria. Khadijah was a distant relative and a distinguished figure in Mecca, respected for her sharp mind and considerable wealth. The Prophet Muhammad managed the expedition exceptionally, impressing Khadijah with his competence, honesty, and insight. Intrigued by his character and impressed with the prosperity he brought to her business, Khadijah confided her feelings and eventually proposed marriage. Encouraged by his uncles, the Prophet Muhammad agreed, and at 40, Khadijah became his first wife. Their marriage was marked by mutual respect and love, and despite polygamy being the norm in Arabia, the Prophet Muhammad remained devoted solely to Khadijah during her lifetime. From this union, they had 6 children. Tragically, all of the Prophet Muhammad's sons died in childhood, and all but Fatima predeceased him. Fatima, devoted to her father's mission, embraced Islam and lived to witness his impact before passing away 6 months after his death. As the Prophet Muhammad approached the age of 40, a profound restlessness stirred within him. Seeking solace from the turmoil of the world, he retreated to the secluded Cave of Hira, nestled in the rugged hills outside Makkah. On Monday, the 21st of Ramadan, corresponding to August 10th, 610 CE, the Prophet Muhammad's life and the course of history was forever changed. At that moment, as he sat enveloped in silence, an angelic presence appeared, Gabriel himself, commanding with a voice that resonated through the very fabric of existence. The angel said, "Recite." Overwhelmed and unlettered, the Prophet Muhammad responded, "I cannot recite." The angel embraced him tightly, repeating the command. This occurred 3 times, each with increasing urgency, until Gabriel finally declared, "Read, in the name of your Lord, who has created man from a clot. Read, and your Lord is the most generous." This marked the beginning of a mission that would transform history. From the very outset, the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad were in direct opposition to some of the core principles held by the Quraysh. Makkah, revered as the spiritual heart of Arabia, was steeped in idolatry, with the Kaaba housing idols and stone images venerated by its people. Reform in such a setting was bound to be a formidable challenge, as the city's economy and culture was deeply entwined with the polytheistic beliefs of the Quraysh.